What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your man, VACAY-J. And absolutely, if you're new and you're excited about BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Definitely like, comment if I missed anything, and absolutely share. We're going to get into episode 1 of the BMF on Stars. This is huge right here. We all been waiting for this, and it's finally here. We're going to see what BMF is all about. So we start off Detroit, 2005. Big Meech is back on the block. He's seeing what's going on, back home in Detroit, and he sees his boy Rolly Rolls chilling on the porch, and he can't believe that he sees Meech. He's like, man, is that him? He couldn't believe it. So with all excitement, he decides to throw Meech a block party. And of course, the fam comes out. It's all love. And while Meech is out there checking everything out, seeing all the love, feeling the love, he definitely starts to reminisce. You know, when you go back home, definitely you reminisce about the old times in the beginning. So he's looking at the front door of his old house. And this is where we begin to see the history. And we start to see, of course, the family come together. Meech's family, his mother and father. There's a lot of love in the house. And we see that love through the mother and his father. And of course, Meech is about to blow up the house with his brother, trying to light up the pot of water for his brother so he could wash up because, you know, the water's cold and everything. But we see a little bit of struggle going on within the family. You know, of course, you know, Meech and his brother Terry, you know, they tell Meech to share the milk with Terry. So it's a little bit of struggle going on in the home, but it's not like crazy struggle. You know, it's still some love in the house, in the family, you know, and they still making it happen. All right. They still making it happen. So, you know, that brotherly love is right there. And you see how close Meech and Terry are. So as we move on, you know, Meech is supposed to be working at Wendy's, but Meech is like, nah, I'm not working at Wendy's, man. I'm doing some other things. You know, I'm trying to get that fast money. So, you know, they see, you know, the OG roll up. And Terry's like, yo, that's my car. He's like, nah, that's my boss's car. We about to make this money, about to get this fast money. Forget Wendy's. We ain't messing with that. So the OG Pat is right there. He's like, Meech, you coming? You know, come on. Let's make this happen. Let's get this going. And they're going to get ready to get that fast money. So, of course, Terry, his little brother, he's trying to come through, but he's like, nah. But Pat is like, all right, come on. So Terry is coming, and you know, this is what Meech was talking about. If he had any regrets, if he would do anything different, you know, he said, nah, but I know there's something different at the end. So in 1980, we go to 1980 something, right? We're back in the 80s now. And this is where it all starts here, where now we see Meech and Terry. They're a little older now. They're more established. You know, they got a crew together and they doing big things. You know, they doing big things and they working their way up. So Terry set up a meeting with the 12th Street boys. They're going to meet up with them. And, you know, in the place, they got metal detectors, so they know they can't bring any straps in. But Terry has another plan. So he meets up with his boy, buys the strap off his boy who snuck in, you know, the strap into the basketball game. So he can have an advantage over the 12th Street boys if things get out of hand. So this could be a mistake that Terry is making, but he's making sure that he's strapped up and that he's good. So if these guys start acting up, he will have an advantage over them and they won't, you know, punk him out. So they have this meeting with the 12th Street boys and, you know, they trying to negotiate here, you know, trying to negotiate for a spot, for an area. And, you know, Meech is being mature about it. He's like, yo, we need to come together, man. Instead of us, you know, fighting over this area, let's come together, you know. And he's being real diplomatic, really trying to bring the squads together, you know, kind of like a mafia, right? But, of course, these guys, they're not trying to hear it. You know, the 12th Street boys, he's like, yo, we don't care what y'all little boys is doing. You know, they being real disrespectful in the whole nine. And J Moog, he just not having it, right? So of course, you know, you got Terry, and Terry's just like, nah, you know, y'all trying to punk us out. So Terry pulls out the strap. And of course, we got homeboy. You remember him from Snowfall, you know what I'm saying? He's there and he's like, yo, you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? You ever hit somebody, you know what I mean? So we're going to see a lot more from this cat, and he's definitely going to be trouble. We already know he's definitely going to be trouble. That's the type of character that he plays. So, of course, Terry's like, nah, I ain't trying to get punked out. He ain't really saying nothing, but he pulls out the strap and hopes to intimidate him, but they don't get intimidated at all. So, Meech is just like, you know what? Because my brother pulled out the strap, we're going to give you out of that little area. Y'all go ahead and take that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we got to do. So, of course, 12th Street boys, they still being disrespectful in the whole nine. But Meech is just like, all right, it is what it is. And they like, we going to be out. So, of course, Terry's like, yo, we just got punked out. Why you going to give up that spot? Why you going to give up that area? And Meech is like, yo, we got other areas to do. You know what I'm saying? But you pulling out that strap, that just made things worse. I'm trying to bring everybody together. So, he's just saying, listen, with your brains, and my vision, we going to make this happen. We going to make this happen regardless. So let them get their little area, but we still going to do what we got to do. And it's not going to be a problem. But you with that gun, you got to get rid of that gun, before mama sees. So mama comes in, she comes in and she almost saw the strap, but they put it away just in time. She's like, what's going on here? So, we definitely don't want mama to see the strap, because then she'd be like, why do you have that weapon in my home? So we got Charles here, Charles the father, and he's a struggling musician, but he's working every single day, giving his check to mama so, she could pay the bills and everything else like that, not knowing that not all the bills are being paid for whatever reason. So we got everybody at the dinner table. And of course, it seems like, Terry is definitely, being favored over Meech. Terry's still in school. Meech is not in school. So, that's the thing right there. And of course, they know that Meech is selling drugs. The father, they know what Meech is doing. But they still family. They still keeping the family together. But, there's a lot of struggle going on. But lo and behold, we're going to find out as we move on that all the bills are not being paid. So, Meech is just like, you know what? He's tired of hearing all of this and all of that. So he's like, yo, I lost my appetite. Let me get up. I need to go make some moves. Now we see the OG Lamar. He's back in town. He has returned to town, and he's at one of his favorite restaurants. He's asking for Duca, and he's asking for certain things that's on the menu, but Duca's not there. He was transferred to another restaurant, and, this employee right here, he's just trying to wave him to the side like, well, our menu has changed and all this and that. But, of course, Lamar, he don't like this employee, so he lets him know, puts the hands on him, lets him know, man, tell Duca he better come back and things better go back to the way it used to be, because he's not feeling what's going on. He's not feeling. He came back, and, Lamar's like, yo, I'm letting you know I'm back in town, and I'm about to let all y'all know what it is, what it is. So, of course, the employee's trying to get him off, and, of course, he sees, the 12th Street boys, and he sees the homie right there, Jay, and he's like, yo, Jay is trying to definitely recruit Lamar, because he knows he's an OG, and he definitely brings a lot of fear. So now we see Pat. Pat is talking to Meech, and he's like, yo, I heard that you gave up that territory. And Meech is like, yo, man, we got other territories. And he's letting Meech know, like, yo, you can't just fall to the side, man. You got to fight. This is the streets. You got to fight for what's yours. But of course, Meech is like, yo, we got other plans. We're trying to do things different. But he's listening to the OG, listening to what he's saying, and he understands what he's saying. But he's definitely trying to bring everybody together. He don't want no beef. He's just trying to, bring all the squads together as one. But Pat is like, yo, these are the streets. You're going to have to do what you got to do. Now we see Miss Griffith, and she sees Meech and Terry and the crew, and she's not having it. She's not having it. She don't want them around, and of course, Meech is just like, let me talk to her. And he's like, hey, don't worry about it. We just trying to get, the family together, to get a team together. We're trying to get a team together so we can, be at this rec center and everything else like that. But of course, he's just telling her that. But he's like, yo, forget her. We're going to still work the block. We're going to do what we got to do as she walked away. But she's going to be a problem. We already know that she's going to be a problem. And now we see Meech with Detective Brian, and he definitely, knows Detective Brian. They know each other. They're very familiar with each other, and he's trying to let Detective Brian know, like, Miss Griffin, she's being a problem to us. We're trying to get this game at the rec center, but she's a problem. So he's telling them that so Detective Brian can go take care of her and get her out of the picture so they can go and handle their business. Of course, he did it real slick like, Because, Meech is good with the words. He got the gift of gab. And, he definitely made it look like, hey, it was just a conversation. Nobody knew what was going on. Now we get back to the school. Terry's in class. And, Terry's in class. He's just trying to do his thing. But, this kid right here, Kwame, he's being the problem. He's being disrespectful, always talking and jabbing at Terry about his child and everything else like that. Talking about his Meech going to babysit the child while he's in school. And, of course, you can't keep talking junk about, fam like that. He's talking about his kid and all of that. Terry, he ain't having it. Terry's not having it. And, of course, they get into a little scuffle. The teacher kicks him out of the class and all this and that. But, again, Kwame's going to be a problem, down the line. And Terry definitely ain't having it. So now we see the parents, and it looks like the parents have now found the strap in Meech and Terry's room. So, of course, they talking to Meech, and they're like, they thinking that it's Meech because they know Meech is selling drugs and it couldn't be Terry, right? Couldn't be. But, of course, Meech is like, yo, really? You going to kick me out of the house because you found a weapon in the house? Like, are you serious right now? And, of course, Meech, he loves his brother. He not going to rat out his brother like that. But he just really can't believe that they're going to kick him out just because of that. And Terry comes in and he realizes exactly what happened. Again, him having a strap in the house, but Meech is getting in trouble for it. Meech is not ratting on him. But, they kick him out. And Meech is like, yo, you going to kick me out? All right, that's fine. You're going to be following my footsteps. And he's like looking at, the mother like, yo, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? I don't understand what he's talking about. Well, Meech let him know they're behind on the mortgage and the house about to be foreclosed. And he's like, yo, I got the money to pay for all of this. I got the money to pay for all of this. But, of course, Charles slaps the money out of his hand. Meech swings on to Charles. And, they get into a little scuffle. But, he definitely holds him. And he's like, yo, listen, you want to act like a man? You want to act like this? Then I'm going to treat you like, you a man on the street. Next time you try to swing on me, don't try to swing on me. And it gets to the point where, it's like they kicking him out. And Meech is like, yo, you going to be following my footsteps. He's trying to save the family and the whole nine and doing what he's doing to save the family, to make sure it's not behind on bills. But they don't want to take the dirty money. They don't want to take that drug money. So, yeah, it's like that. All right. And now we see Meech with Monique. They had their intimate moments. Definitely this is another scene, another special scene here. And, of course, she's talking to Meech like, yo, I can't believe, your family's like that. You trying to do this and you trying to do that for the fam. And, of course, Meech is like, yo, that's just how me and the fam are. So here we are. The boy Lamar shows up at Monique's spot, and they go back and forth. And she's like, yo, you haven't been around and you haven't contacted us. And now you want to see your daughter. I'm not trying to have it. Like, go ahead, get yourself cleaned up first. And then we can talk about, when you possibly seeing your daughter. So, of course, he's mad. He goes back to his car, but he's waiting. And he's waiting outside the house. And he sees Meech as Meech is about to leave the house after clapping them cheeks. And Meech is about to leave the house. Of course, this infuriates him. And he tries to run Meech over with his car. Meech is like, what the hell? Meech ain't scared. He didn't hit him to the point that he was real injured, to the point he had to go to the hospital. But he sees what's going on. And he sees, Lamar. And Lamar's like, stay away. Stay away from my girl. I'm back in town. You know what it is. I'm back in town. Stay away from my girl and my child. He's really upset. He's been locked up for a while. He's really upset. And he wasn't trying to see all of that, so that definitely infuriated him. And then we go and they show us the history, right? They show us how the blocks are set up, right? How each and every block is set up and how it's broken down. So they break down, how the OG Lamar was pretty much around running the whole streets. But when he got locked up, now the 12th Street boys, they took over a certain area, right? And then the 50 boys, they took over their area as well. So the 50 boys and the 12th Street boys and the 50 boys, they run in the drug game, they run in the streets. And this is what it is. Meech and his crew, they together doing what they doing, and the 12th Street boys are doing what they doing. So what's been told and what we understand is that Lamar used to run and terrorize all the streets and rob all the drug dealers. And then he got locked up. And, because of Ronald Reagan's bill, he got out. Now we cut to Mrs. Griffin and Detective Bryant, and he's letting her know, I got these drugs here. And she's like, they not mine. Say, nah, it's not yours, but it's your son's. And I could easily take him in, or you can leave those boys alone because, they're trying to get the rec center up and get the game going. So he's letting her know, I could bring your son in for drug possession, but just leave those boys alone. Let them do what they do. Let them get their game going. But all along, Detective Brian doesn't know that Meech and them is out there really doing what they're doing, or he may know. He may know. Now we see Meech with his mom, Lucille, and they're talking, and she's like, hey, listen, you're a big influence on Terry, and, I know what you're doing. You need to leave Terry alone. Leave Terry out of this. He's in school. He's about to have a baby. I need you to leave Terry out of it. And he's like, Mom, I'm just trying to, protect the family and make sure the family's good, like, we going to make this thing happen. And he's like, yo, I could pay for the bills right now. She's like, listen, when you get older and you have a child, you're going to understand, why we can't take this dirty money, why we can't take this dirty money. It's definitely realistic. So definitely a realistic scene, family scene right there. I know for sure that this definitely happens, it definitely happens in families and all of that. So now we see Kato, and come to find out Kato was selling, the 50 Boys product for less than $50, and that's definitely a no-no. So of course, Meech, he has to check her and let her know, you don't be making executive decisions like that and a whole nine. So he has to check her and let her know you can't do that. So of course, Terry comes up with this master plan and say, hey, listen, let's take some of our product, definitely make it a little bit more potent, give it to Pumpkin and let her put the word out on the street. And we can definitely get, some more work. We can definitely get some more business. So of course, they're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Meech is like, yo, you're definitely using your brain. So now, of course, they come together with the homie right here, and they about to cook the product, but they rap into the, the Run DMC King of Rock, the King of Rock, and they definitely the Kings of Rock. So, they putting everything together to do exactly what, Terry's plan was, to put it in place. And as they get it in place, give it to Pumpkin, absolutely things are working out the way it was all planned out. And we see things are moving now. Things are moving better with a better product on the street. Of course, Mrs. Griffin, she sees what's going on. She's like, okay, I see what's happening. I see what's going on. Y'all can't pull one over on me. I know exactly what's going on. So, of course, she's going to be a problem still, regardless if Detective Bryant told her what not to do. She's definitely going to make it a problem for them. So we see with that idea, definitely they're making money. They're being successful with what they're doing. They definitely changed the plan, and now they're being more successful. So now they roll into Pat's birthday party, and with all that success, your boy Terry buys the Benzo, looking real clean, definitely looking real clean. So they roll up looking real dope. They all, looking real nice. They all decked out. The furs, everybody's laced up. Kato's laced up. Terry, Meech, they looking good. They out there at Pat's party, definitely representing. They said, everybody's going to know who we are, after all of this. All right. So, of course, you see Lamar in there and Jay from the 12th Street Boys. He's trying to recruit Lamar. And Lamar's like, nah, don't worry about all that. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to worry about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at these other boys over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to make sure that they don't get what they need to get. They're going to get what they need to get. So, of course, Kawan, the dude from the school, rolls up on Terry, and Terry's like, yo, get out of here in the whole nine. But once Meech rolls up, he's like, yo, is there a problem here? Do we really have a problem? But nah, they skate off. They're like, nah, we don't got no problem. And here comes Lala. Lala is in the building, right? And she is, the wife of one of the top cats that's working with Pat. So she rolls up, asking Terry how he's doing. Of course, we see Terry, he has an eye for her, but she seems to have an eye for him, even though she's rolling with her husband and they in the party with Pat, celebrating Pat for his birthday. So they asked Pat to come outside, and Pat is definitely like talking to the boys like, you're doing good, you're doing good. They give Pat a gift, and Meech is just like, yo, we gonna definitely need some more product. And he's like, what? I just gave y'all some last week. It definitely was a funny scene where he was like, yo, man, it's not a marathon, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely you do what you do, but don't get caught, you know? So he's like, yo, man, listen, y'all got to slow down. And, he's basically telling him, like, I'm God, and, I'm not going to give you more than what you can handle. So Meech is just like, yo, man, they trying to limit us. We see what's going on. And he realizes that they're being limited by what Pat is saying. So, Meech is definitely not trying to have that. He's trying to definitely take over with his brother. So him and his brother, they outside like, yo, man, we going to have to do what we have to do to take it to the next level. We're going to be the kings. We going to rock all of Detroit. We going to make this thing happen, So he's talking to Terry like, yo, we got to take it to the next level, man. We can't be limited. If we really trying to make things move, we got to really go all out, and we got to find a supplier. We got to find and do our own thing, because we're always going to be limited underneath, Pat and all of that, So it's a declaration, Meech is like, yo, I'm declaring, like, this is what it is. Like, we going to take over the world, man. We going to be greater than what these people think we going to be. We going to take over the world. So now, with all of that being said, everything that's going on, Terry and his lady LaWanda, they have a baby boy, right? So, while Terry didn't want to be at the baby shower with all the ladies, but he's definitely there to be there for his son's birth, which is definitely great. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? He's there for, his lady and his son's birth, and the family comes, they making jokes and all of that, and it's all good. So now they bring the baby home. And Meech is like, yo, meet me at the spot. Meet me at the spot. We got a meeting with this new supplier. You definitely got to be there. Stop playing, handle your business, but come through right now. Come through right now so we can handle things. It's time to take it to the next level, just like we talked about. So, while Terry's getting things ready, Wanda's like, hey, I think the pacifier's in the car. Terry goes to the car, and we already know. Something's about to happen. Something is about to happen. The way they had this shot set up, something is about to happen. We don't know. But while Terry's in the car, dude rolls up with the strap, blam, shoots Terry right in the face. It's like, what? Pulls him out the car, rolls him on the floor, and it's like, man, Terry leaking, and it's like, oh my God, LaWanda comes outside, she's screaming. They like call 911, got hit right in the face. And, Meech is like, if anything, if I can go back and do anything different, I wouldn't. But this is the part where he says, nah, definitely I would do something different. I would do things differently because, of course, him seeing his brother getting shot and all of that, he definitely don't want that. And yeah, and that's how the episode ends. And yeah, this definitely was a great episode. We already know episode 2 is about to turn up. As we saw in the trailer, Meech is coming through with a vengeance, like, who shot my brother? So it's about to be real intense. And this episode was definitely a solid foundation, a solid episode to start everything off with BMF. And absolutely, definitely excited about episode 2 and the whole season that's about to go down. So you know what it is. Definitely stay tuned here, subscribe, comment, like. Again, comment if I missed anything. But definitely, this is going to be a great, great season of BMF. So tune in for the recaps. And we definitely going to keep you posted on everything and recap everything and see what to expect the next one. See what to expect in my next What to Expect for BMF episode 2. It's going to be definitely intense and turn up. Meech is about to turn up for his brother. It's about to go down. All right, y'all. You know what it is. It's your man, VACAY-J. I'm out. Salute.